if I got $1 for every time somebody walks up to me and be like, I want to buy my first car. Which car should I buy? How much does Dangote have again? I will have been dragging position with Dangote. Now, today I'll be telling you about the things you need to look out for when buying your first car. Like you've not used car before and then you want to buy your first car. These are the things you need to look out for. Number one, the very first thing you need to look out for is to buy a small engine, small and maintainable engine. Now, what do I mean? You want to buy your first car, you say, the first car I want to buy is a Infiniti G35 that has a 3.5 liter V6. My brother, run. Or you want to buy your first car and you decide that you want to buy a BMW X6 that has the X drive that is like 5.5 liter V8 engine. My brother, run. Now, what do I advise? I advise you to get a small car, something between say 1.2 to like 2.4 4-cylinder engine. Now, what are the cars that fall into that category? You have things like your Toyota Yaris, things like your Toyota Corolla, your Hyundai i10, Honda Accord EOD, and the Evo Spirit. Yes, those kind of cars, they have like really small engines that are easily maintainable. You don't have to break the bank to maintain it. So my friend once had a car. It was a Prius, a 2006 Prius. Anything that spoiled in that car was 6K. Just once you hear that there's a sound coming from someone, just hold your 6K and then they will fix it for you. So when you are buying a car, you need to look out for small engines such that it will be easily maintainable. Now, when you are a master of that, you can now spread your wings and get your V12 Mercedes-Benz. As a first-time user, I would recommend you get a small car that you can manage, and then when you have understood the way a car works and the way your car works, you can now spread your tentacles and buy bigger engines. Number two would be to avoid too many computers and high-tech features. You want to buy your first car, and the first thing you are thinking about is a car that can park itself or a car that can drive you from point A to point B without you doing anything. No, you don't need that. If you just want a car that will be carrying you from point A to point B, just do Uber. But if you actually want to drive and you want to have the feel of driving a car, of owning a car, you should get cars that have like small, like not a lot of computers in the system that would limit you. Things like start and stop, I have parallel parking, I have heating and massaging seats. All of those things, you don't need them. Just get a car that has like just few computers and then you can easily manage. Number three would be to prioritize reliability over looks. There's this thing with cars that cheap cars that are reliable are never fine. They are not fine. Your Nissan Altima, for example, or your 2001 Toyota Corolla, those cars are not fine. But you know that if you buy this car, you can pass it down to your third and your fourth generation. Now, prioritize reliability over looks. Yes, there are other cars that are fine, like your BMW 3 Series or your BMW 5 Series. Those cars are fine. But as a first-time user, I would not recommend you buying those cars because you will see shaggy. They will show you premium shaggy. So choose reliability over looks. So if God now bless you and then you find a car that has the looks that you can get by with and is very reliable, something like your Volkswagen Jetta or your 2005 Corolla, your Uber Corolla, at least it's easy on the eyes. I'm not saying it's fine, but at least it's easy on the eyes. So you can, if God bless you and then you see those kind of cars, fine, you can buy them. If you ask me, I would say you should choose reliability over looks. Number four would be to consider your maintenance costs and the repair costs. You want to buy your first car and you go and buy a GLK 2018. And then you see that, this steering is getting hard. You take it to your mechanic and they tell you, bros, your steering rack has gone. Your steering rack is 1.5 million. Don't be in that shoe. Buy things that are easily maintainable. Again, like I said, the 6K car, anything that spoils is 6K. Once you start hearing any sound, just hold your 6K. Like buy cars that you can easily fix, you can easily maintain, and then anybody really can maintain. It's not that you go and buy a Range Rover Velar for your first car and then your tire pressure sensor is on. you have to take the car to Lagos or to Balogun market for them to go and scan it for you and fix it for you. So yes, buy a car that is easily maintainable by anybody around and it is cheap. Number 5 would be to test drive it. Now, you can be seeing this car and be like, I like this car. I think this car is going to be a good car. I would recommend that you find somebody that has that car and drive it with the person before you go ahead to buy the car. There are many cars that I have seen from afar. I'm like, I would like to drive this car. And then I drive the car and then the driving experience. Look for somebody who has a kind of car like that. Go to a car dealer, look for that kind of car and then test drive it and see if you actually like the way the car drives. Because you are going to be using this car for some time and you don't want to change your driving experience because you drove a bad example or the one you drove, it was Nigerian used and then they've used the light finish. So yes, you should drive the car around and see if you like the driving experience before you go and buy it. When next you want to ask me about the kind of car you want to buy as your first car, go through this checklist and see which of the cars check all these boxes, and then we can have a discussion about the kind of cars that you want. So if you are considering any car you will or you want to buy your first car, you can just send me a message in the comment section and then we'll walk you through getting your first car and what would work best for you. Until we meet again, keep being way wise. Cheers.